So tell me this, Brother Ivan. How much time total you did in prison?
Uh, 25, about 20, give or take, a little over 25, 25 and change.
Right. So listen, brother, I'm really talking to you about trauma, brother. First of all, even though that was years ago, I understand that the trauma that your family and yourself went through with the murders, being Kermit Alexander's nephew. But then you go to prison, and what type of traumas happen in prison that you now have to start dealing with and learning to live with, especially having 10, 12 years or something like that. I know I'm not going home no time soon, so I got to get adjusted. How difficult was that, brother?
You as a kid, you already spooked. If you're going to end up going for the first time to, like they used to call it the pokey house, so they're like, man, damn, so I went through Firestone Sheriff, department. So I started paying more attention to what law enforcement would do to you under these circumstances. And so I'm following everything because out the gate, they showing me what you going through now that you in this situation. And it was horrible. And so it was like, man, I can't afford to let that happen to me when it came to the brutality that was issued out the gate by law enforcement. It was what they call a John Wayne loving Copenhagen snuffing. If they don't like you, your head they be busting type of,
Say that
flashlight
one more
therapy.
time, brother.
I
Say
was
it
a rapper,
again.
man. I used
Come
to
on,
rap.
say it one more
The
time.
John Wayne loving Copenhagen snuffing. If they don't like you, your head they be busting. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm there where, they got a mural of him on the wall. If you look at it, pow, pow, I mean, what is flash? That's flashlight therapy. Oh my God, shoulder on the wall with the,
Hands in your pocket.
and I'm little, I'm a little kid.
Right.
And so, I'm 18 and I got one of them bed cards that's saying I'm doing I'm level 7 and up type stuff where it's like, it's cats with gray and sleeved up, and I gotta be around dudes because I'm not going in as a new booty. I'm going in as a young, this crazy motherfucker, for lack of a better word. And what you do, that's the kind of stuff that the sheriffs, because they got to take me to where the best of them go once you're in there. And so how they deal with it, Operation Safe Street, OSS, officer by the
No,
name.
OSJ.
Was it
Operation Safe Jail inside. OSS is on the street.
Okay,
So when
well,
you
yeah,
got
that
in
was
there,
it. I had
yeah.
to deal with all that, man.
Yeah.
Where it was, Flannery, Nunez, and everybody knew all them cats. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right,
They ended up
right.
playing in colors and stuff. But I'm really dealing with that. Plus, they know who I am.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so it's a lot of confusion. I mean, I'm running into family members who are sheriffs. You know what I'm saying? I'm running into, oh, that's the homie brother. You know what I'm saying? And how he carried. I'm like, man, you gonna twist me up. Why you twist me up? You know what I'm saying? And then we know why. It's like, and then of course, I'm prepared now. Like I'm knowing, okay, man. You see how the officer deal with you now. I think was already caught up in fighting and dealing with that. So once I got up in there, that didn't faze me. You know what I'm saying? Cats in the bull tank or whatever at court, finishing up with or whatever. Or somebody's recognized to be the enemy of somebody else, and as soon as we come out the chains, they getting down and they handling business. I was seeing that in high school, so I wasn't fazed by that. Plus, I was doing that kind of stuff already. And so by the time, what really got me is when I seen my first knife fight. And they transferred me to HOJJ, Hall of Justice Jail, before they closed that down. And it's because, when you're going to do time or you got serious cases and you're going back and forth to court, they had me closing. You have to have a bridge.
Yeah, they go up underground.
Yeah, and all that stuff. So I'm stuck there. And so, that's real old school. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the bunks are so small and pieces of, because it was that woven, frame with the little mattress, but, you roll the mattress back and it's like half of that weaving is gone. And I'm examining it and I'm learning that, man, somebody
Right.
took that off from some time ago. So it's like, where am I? What we got going on? But as soon as the turnkey, did his thing and put me, it was afternoon, I can never get, because we had these windows where, cats used to be doing things where they were throwing lines out the windows. The courthouse was right across the street. People were throwing stuff down. Family members, friends, or whoever was there, and then dropping stuff in the little, we had
The fish line.
the fish line, but they had that tobacco they was giving us.
Right,
So
the boogity woogie,
yeah,
the bugler.
the bugler, and all that
Right,
stuff,
right.
and the blend, and so cats was creative, and so I'm like, for me, it was adventurous, as a kid, because I was already that kind of kid. I was inquisitive. So, but what got me, I was in awe, and I think because of what I had seen happen to my family, is how it stopped me in my tracks when I seen, something going down a tier, and the sheriff, it kind of stopped, I guess, by the time I'm coming through, and so, he finishes up, and now he's gone. It's back to what was already going on before. He obviously don't care. He's doing his thing. I'm going to where my cell is at. I got the bedroll, so I'm doing my little walk down the line, and at the end of the line, they carrying it out, and I'm stuck. And all I remember was I heard, "Mind your own, you live long, youngster." And I got my lessons from an elder that wasn't fazed by it. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, what the fuck, damn. It's a good fight, or whatever the case may be, but at the end of the day, it's like, what you looking at, Vato? You know what I'm saying? That ain't your business, homes, all that kind of stuff. Like, damn, what's up with this? And so it led to, we on the, tier, they talking and stuff, and so, it's some cats and messages, essays and stuff, so I'm young, and I hear conversation, I think it's okay. I didn't grow up segregated, I grew up, we opinionated, seeing we communicated with everybody. I'm not really understanding right at this moment that, man, it's a certain way you got to, communicate with people on this level, and, I was in 9500, and, everything was what it was, like, we rocking them soccer and all that, but you could still.
I don't want to cut you off, brother, but you said 9500, and people don't understand that was gladiator school. So there's a lot of dudes out here, man. There are people on my YouTube channel and say, "Oh, you a buster, you this and that." Man, listen, anybody who went through 9500, I'm not just gonna say myself, but anybody, man, you had to be a solid dude. LA County Jail is the worst anywhere ever. So anybody, for me, 9500 was worse than prison. I spent 2.5 years in prison.
I'm leading to that in respect. So I kind of
Go
got
ahead.
primed. I got primed before I went to prison because I ended up in the county jail a few times first. I took county lids first, you know what I'm saying? So in a sense, I did time before I went to, the Donovan was the reception center I went to. I went to prison at 19, max, level 3. But when I got there, I was like, this ain't shit, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, where I just came from prepped me already, because it was dungeon style, it was like San Quentin and all of the older versions, that, if you can jail under them circumstances, man, you can make it.
Anywhere.
You can make it anywhere. And so, but for me, the part that I didn't make it from is the mental illness, because it reinforced it, because I had to see it every day. And I'm not really understanding how that's further, eroding, my own psyche, and how I have mixed feelings after, going across that line, surviving like everybody else who adapt or die. And so, it's disturbing for me ever more so now, because I guess when you reach a certain age, and then you have children, and you look back and you say, man, this is what I was doing? And you scared, not for yourself anymore, it's disturbing me more so because I see every day these are babies. Not really babies, this is what I survived. I didn't see it as I lived it.
Right.
And now it's everywhere, what I'm saying? And so for me, that's what, it's been reinforced with everything else that I have been through from the time that I lost my family the way that I did in my presence, and all the things that I seen in prison that reinforced it after I did the things in the streets there. So it was all of my adult